My husband and I bought our first fixer-upper home, and while it is fun to lay hands on your own foundation, it is indeed a lot of work. Normally when you move into a home, you want to characterize it to your own liking. And in most cases, you have to work within your budget. So my husband and I are determined to pull out all our craftsmanship to bring this house to our characteristic by using the skills that we have to keep things on a tight budget. So I'm going to show you guys how we decided to upgrade our 1980s kitchen to a more modern style kitchen on an extreme tight budget. And although we've been working on several projects in the house, we're going to be dedicating these next few videos for our kitchen remodel series. So if you're interested in some budget-friendly upgrades, some how-tos, or just a laugh to get through your next model, stick around and hang out with us as we upgrade our new fixer-upper home. What up, people? So welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'll be doing the countertops. If you haven't watched the last two videos where I did the cabinets and the backsplash, I will link that below. As you can see here, I did went ahead and caulked some crackings in the countertops. This is where the little backsplash that they had there started separating from the countertops, so I just caulked those so that it will have a seamless look. So we're getting into prepping. The first thing you want to do is clean your surfaces, especially given that it's a countertop. There was a lot of grease on it, so I just used some degreaser, sprayed that on soap and water, and I cleaned all my surfaces because you want to make sure that everything is clean when you're getting ready to paint, because this is going to be a paint job. Next, I'm going to be doing some sanding. Again, these are just standard prepping when you're getting ready to paint, clean, sand, and third one will be taping off your surfaces to make sure that none of your surrounding surface area get any paint on it. So that's what you see me doing right there, because I am painting it white, and because the base cabinets were black, I didn't want any white getting on it. So with this is the primer that I decided to use. This is what I had on hand, but this is also a very good primer. It's a gripping primer, and it does give your secondary coat something to grip onto or to hold on to. So I like to use it. I used it on the walls. I also used it on my countertop. So I just started with that, and I did let this dry for like a good 30 minutes. That's all it really needs before I actually started painting my countertops. So these are the other tools that I'm going to be, well, these are the tools I'm going to be using for trying to create my veining for my marble. I'm gonna give it a try. So I got these colors here from Joann. I think they were like $1 something each. And then I had a spray bottle. This came in a pack of 3 with spray bottles and 2 other clear bottles from Dollar Tree. This came from Dollar Tree in a pack of 2 to just kind of do my brush strokes. I did get a foam, and I think I got this from Big Lots, but I got this just by doing research. It's either options of the foaming, the foam or the brush, so we'll see how it goes. And then I found this that, well, I had this on hand. I got this actually from Ross. Hold on. For, $4.99, and it has an array of brushes inside, and I just got it because I do plan on doing other projects that I'm going to need different sizing brush in here. And then I also bought it for my daughter because she also does a lot of craft work, and she requested for some new brushes. So I'm just going to filter through and find my one for veining, which probably would be this one. I know there's the other one in here. We'll see. All right, this one is actually kind of good too. So it all depends. I'm just gonna look for a fine one to create my veining, and then we're gonna use that. But first I'm gonna paint over the primer with the white paint and let that dry for like 30 minutes to an hour. Then I can get started with the veining. So my daughter was in the kitchen as I was doing the top coat paint, and she saw. She's like, "Oh, can I help?" So I did let her go ahead and get a few painting strokes in. She does like crafting, like her mama. So I did let her do her part. This is me doing, well, her actually doing the first layer of the white paint, and then I went ahead and did at least two more coats. So this was a collection of three coats on the top layer, and that's because I really wanted the rich white on the surface of the counters. Okay, so I have to admit, going into this was more of a combination of hesitation and apprehension because I was kind of scared to do this. Like, you watch a lot of videos and you hear people talk about it in the beginning that they were a little scared to do it because it's a freehand job. It's really no error to it because you're just going whichever pattern. So it was more of an apprehension, and I was kind of like stalling time doing this, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just get it done. And I just freehanded. I had no pattern in mind. I've seen some people like drew out a template before they went ahead and did this. I didn't do it. I freehanded because marble is not supposed to look organized. It's not supposed to look, structured. It's supposed to be kind of freelance, going however it is. So I did use the technique of using basic acrylic paint, painting it on using my veinings, trying to draw the veinings, spraying it with a water spray, and then brushing it with a thicker brush. And that's really what I did throughout the whole counter. I tried connecting some of the veins so that it could kind of look seamless, and it actually came out nice. And you guys are gonna see this I did also make sure to get the sides, to get the ends, to get the edges, because you still want it to look cohesive. Even though it's freelance, you want it to try and make it look like it's marble. And at first glance, when I was done with it, guys, I was a little like, I don't know if this looked like it, but I think it had more to do with the glossing, and I will get into that as we get to that part, how to make it more realistic than just something you painted. So at first I went with the polyacrylic protective finish to layer over my gloss. And you guys, I did use that full can. Like, I had a can that was open, that was just a little bit in it, and then I had another full can, and I used all of it. My choice is not necessary, but that was like 3 layers of glossing. But I didn't realize that this was the satin finish until after I laid on my 3 layers, and this was something I had on hand, so I wasn't paying attention. I just saw, oh, polyacrylic, I have it, I don't gotta buy it, so that's what I used. But that is the difference between it looking more realistic, the marble looking more realistic than just paint. The satin finish kind of give you that light sheen, but it doesn't give you that gloss finish. And when I previously used this, I used this on a coffee table, so I wasn't looking for that gloss. So I had to go back and buy another product that actually had a gloss sheen to it. That's this product from Bear, and with this one, it still doesn't have the odor, and that's what I end up using. And keep in mind, guys, I did allow 30 minutes to an hour between each layer of gloss because I wanted to make sure that it was dry. Caulking this was the day after, so I did this all in one day. There was a process because I wanted to make sure everything dried before I continue adding on a different layer. So I did caulk around the sink because for now we are keeping this sink, and I didn't want any water or anything getting in it because I did clean around it to prep it for painting. So I did that, and then my husband went ahead and installed the faucet. We did pick this one up from Amazon, which was a black finish, and I do really love it because it kind of ties in the whole kitchen with the black, white, and grays that we had going on. And I like that I have like A sprayer, you guys. I went so long without a sprayer, and it's so difficult when you're just working with a regular faucet in the kitchen. It is necessary to have a sprayer that you can retract from the hose and actually use in the kitchen. So I wanted to throw in this quick DIY. I kind of wanted pendant lights in that opening above the sink, but there's no wiring there, so I wanted to put something there just because I felt like something needed to be there. So I DIY some pendant light, and I got most of my supplies between the Dollar Tree, what I had in Home Depot. So these circular pendants, I did have these on hand, repurposed from one of my daughter's birthday party. The stems, the sticks, I did get them from Home Depot for like $1, and I used one to cut in half. And these planters I got from actually Dollar Tree. And so what I did is I spray painted everything black while assembling it. I did use a combination of hot glue and super glue to kind of keep everything together, and I let that dry kind of overnight before I actually mounted it. What I did is I had my husband screw in 2 screws into the circular pendant, and we actually screwed it in the surface area because it was natural wood. If we needed to take it down, we could take it down and just patch the holes. It's not no big deal. My plan is to put remote control activated lights in here, so I could turn it on with the remote control, and they're gonna act as my pendant lights. And didn't it look good? It's a nice DIY. It didn't cost me more than $5. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video of me doing the countertops and a quick DIY. Hope to see you guys back next week for a new video. Hopefully we'll be finishing up this kitchen entirely and then previewing it all together. So I will see you guys next week for another video.